Welcome back, everyone, to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to jump into this one because, well, we're tackling something that is literally reshaping how local businesses grow right now. We're looking at the ultimate SEO roadmap for small and medium-sized businesses as we head into 2026. You already know the search landscape is shifting at breakneck speed, right? Between AI, shifting consumer habits, and a totally reinvented results page, the game has changed. For local businesses, mastering this new reality isn't just a nice-to-have anymore, it is an absolute urgent necessity if you want to capture local demand.
Okay, let's dive right into this. 84%. That's the chunk of consumers who are searching online for local businesses every single day. Just let that sink in for a second. Local search is way past being just for occasional emergencies. Like desperately trying to find a plumber at 2 a.m. when a pipe bursts. It's an everyday, routine habit. So if you're not optimizing for this constant stream of local intent, you're just leaving daily opportunities on the table to connect with buyers right in your neighborhood. To help you capture all that daily demand, we've put together a step-by-step roadmap. Here is the plan. First, we'll unpack the new search reality. Second, we're going to look at mastering Google Business Profiles. Third, we'll tackle optimizing for AI overviews. And finally, we'll break down exactly how you should be measuring your SEO success in this modern era. All right, phase 1 of our blueprint, the new search reality. Let's look at fragmented intent.
We really have to understand the massive paradigm shifts that's happened here. I mean, we've totally moved on from those simple days of typing in a keyword and getting 10 neat blue links. Now, we've entered this highly fragmented, intent-driven ecosystem. Just look at how fast-paced things have become. On average, searches are clicking on a result in under 15 seconds. Half of them click in less than 9. And why the massive rush? Because they're navigating an incredibly crowded visual space. We're talking over 600 unique elements that can pop up in search results. Images, maps, product carousels, you name it. And critically, 60% of searches are now zero-click, meaning consumers are getting their answers right there on the search page without ever bothering to visit a website. And this brilliantly illustrates what's driving all that zero-click behavior. AI overviews are literally taking over the screen. Look at mobile devices. They're eating up a massive 48% of the screen real estate. For businesses, this is honestly a double-edged sword. It's a visual threat to traditional rankings, but also a massive new opportunity. Because if you aren't showing up in that top block of AI-generated real estate, your hard-earned organic #1 ranking might get pushed so far down that it's practically invisible. But here's the thing, the search reality isn't just about what's happening on Google anymore. It's about where else discovery is happening. Sure, 45% of consumers still default to traditional Google search, but the whole journey is fracturing. 15% of users now start their local search directly on Google Maps. Plus, a whopping 73% of consumers are using social media during their search process. And if you're trying to reach Gen Z, wow, they use an average of 3.6 platforms before they even make a purchase decision. Picture this, a potential customer spots your storefront on TikTok, they double-check your hours on Google Maps, they scope out your vibe on Instagram, and then, finally, they walk through your door. The big takeaway here, your visibility absolutely must be a multi-platform presence across search, maps, and social media. Let's move to step 2 of our roadmap and see how this builds, mastering Google Business Profiles. Since Google is still absolutely central to discovery, your profile there is really the foundational element of your local visibility and customer trust. But it's vital to know what we're actually optimizing for. We aren't just chasing vanity views. We want Google Business Profile actions. These are those meaningful engagements, website visits, phone calls, clicking for directions, or booking directly. These actions explicitly bridge the gap between search mechanics and real-world outcomes, like getting actual physical foot traffic into your store. And the data totally backs this up. Retail brands recently saw an 11.3% climb in these exact actions in just a few quarters. People are relying heavily on these listings to take quick action.
So, the crucial point is that your profile is not just a static billboard you set up once and forget. It's an active customer service channel. Imagine a customer walking into your physical store, asking you a question, and you just stare at them in complete silence. Awkward, right? Well, that is exactly what an unanswered review looks like online. A staggering 89% of consumers expect business owners to respond to reviews. If you're responsive, people are 80% more likely to choose you. But if you ghost them, 42% of consumers say they're actively unlikely to use your business. Managing reviews isn't just PR anymore. It's a direct driver of local SEO revenue.
Moving on to phase 3, optimizing for AI overviews. This is the wild new frontier of local SEO.
Now, you might be wondering, how do you actually earn citations and defend your visibility when a literal AI bot is summarizing the answers for the user? First off, let me ease some anxieties with this one number, 90%. Look, AI hasn't just tossed the old SEO rulebook out the window. Data shows that 90% of the links cited in AI overviews actually come from pages that are already ranking in position 35 or higher in Google's organic results. So what does that mean for you? It means traditional organic SEO still absolutely matters. Your organic rankings are basically the stepping stones to getting featured by the AI.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how you actually become part of that 90%. You really need to grasp this concept of semantic similarity. To maximize your chances of being that cited link, your page content has to closely align with the text the AI itself generates. Essentially, the closer your content directly, seamlessly, and completely satisfies the user's underlying intent, the more likely the AI is to select it as the best source. It's all about being the absolute most satisfying, direct answer anywhere on the web. And to make sure you get there, here is a really empowering 4-part technical blueprint. Step 1, crawlability and indexation. Pretty simple. If a search engine or an AI bot literally can't index your site, you're invisible. Step 2, technical site health. You need fast page speeds and clean internal linking for sure. Step 3, an AI-forward content strategy. This means building authority by satisfying the customer's journey from start to finish. And Step 4, automation and optimization at scale. You've got to use things like XML sitemaps to clearly signal to these AI models exactly what content on your site is the absolute most important.
All right, final step, step 4, measuring your SEO success. How to actually prove your ROI.
So how do we effectively prove our return on investment in an era that is completely filled with zero-click searches and conversational AI assistants? Well, the old ways of reporting just don't cut it anymore. You really need to shift your focus to what we call the 3 core pillars of modern reporting. First up, Google Business Profile Performance. Here, you're measuring discovery and map interactions because, honestly, this is your primary conversion path for local searches. Second, local organic visibility. You want to measure rankings outside the map pack to make sure you have consistent service coverage. And third, reputation signals. Keeping an eye on review volume and sentiment is absolutely critical because search engines and AI algorithms are increasingly relying on trust to decide who they should recommend. At the end of the day, we're measuring real actions and real trust, not just standalone keyword rankings. To actually put that into practice, here are the specific metrics you need to be tracking. Geographic visibility is huge. It helps you identify physical coverage gaps, like figuring out why you get leads in one neighborhood but maybe not the one next door. You still definitely want to track local keyword rankings and organic traffic by location to validate that demand. And critically, you absolutely must monitor your NAP consistency. That's your name, address, and phone number. If those details are mismatched across the web, the AI simply won't trust you. Accurate, consistent details are the baseline signals that are feeding these search engines. So as we wrap up this roadmap for 2026, I want to leave you with this one lingering, provocative thought. Is your business easy to find, trust, and choose? Because in this fragmented, AI-driven world, just having visibility isn't enough anymore. You have to be technically sound enough to be found, highly reviewed enough to be trusted, and frictionless enough on mobile to be chosen. Take a really hard look at your local presence today, put this blueprint to work, and make absolutely sure your business is the one the AI, and more importantly, your local customers are recommending. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.